There's nothing like the sound of nature.
Way too close for comfort. A tourist
and right now, wildlife officers are putting out on the board, looking at an elk literally attacking a woman in Estes Park.
Since I've been here, coming on 8 years, I have been aware of a few wildlife-related incidents. We are very fortunate to live in a place that we call it the WUI in firefighting, which is the wild land, right? Interfaces with urban, and it's exactly the same for our wildlife in regards to animals. We created this urban suburban community in the middle of Rocky Mountain National Forest and Roosevelt and Arapahoe National Forest. So whose fault is it, right?
This is Estes Park, a small mountain town in Colorado with a population of just 5,800 people. Yet, each year, millions more pass through. In 2023 alone, Estes saw approximately 6.1 million visits, an astonishing number for a town spanning just 6.9 square miles. That same year, Rocky Mountain National Park ranked as the 5th most visited national park in the country, drawing 4.1 million visitors. Summer brings the biggest rush of tourism to Estes, sometimes overwhelming, but always transformative.
We live in a tourist community. Without tourism, this little town doesn't exist, or at least sure not with the infrastructure that it has. As a small business owner, tourism's are our lifeblood.
They are very good for Estes Park. They bring in a lot of money. They're the reason that the town exists here. However, there is also a lot of concern with the types of behaviors that tourists exhibit while they're here. They see this as a disposable playground for them to come to and treat however they want to treat, have a good time. And I shouldn't say all of them, but the trouble ones, they view this as a place where they can do bad things and then go back home, almost as if they were headed to Vegas, but with a little more wildlife running around.
I just cringe. I absolutely cringe. And that's sad, because most people are really great, but that 5% wrecks it for everyone else. That's all it takes. Yeah, I'm afraid I cringe.
Doing wrong things. I hate to say that, and they can be really fun. Being around a tourist is fun because they're on vacation, and it's fun to be around people that are on vacation. However, anymore, pretty much every outdoor activity I've done in the last couple of years at least, if not more, I see some really wrong things.
More than my fair share. Probably the biggest issue that I see is that people don't treat these animals like they're wild. They think they're at a zoo. And so they will approach the animals, they'll attempt to pet them, and they simply don't respect the fact that these are wild animals and that they could actually cause them harm.
At times I feel they treat it like a zoo, and they just don't respect the wildlife as they should, in my opinion. So whether they're getting too close, just encroaching on the wildlife's, surroundings.
Entirely too many times where people were within arm's reach of 800,000 pound animals that could just annihilate them in a moment's notice.
Getting too close to the wildlife. People don't understand how big, how powerful, and how fast they move.
The people are getting too close to the elk just as they get advertised around in social media, and people love to come up here and see the elk, and they get very excited and they want to get the best picture. So they end up surrounding these animals and they get way too close.
You in the blue, you're too close, back it up.
These are closer for you.
We have quite a few wildlife vehicle collisions that happen here in town every year. A lot of deer and elk are struck and killed by tourists driving through town as if it were anywhere else in the U.S. They don't understand that the animals are wild and that they run all over town.
When a bicyclist or, heaven forbid, an electric bike person runs their bikes through a herd and it scares the herd onto the road, and then the herd's in danger of getting hit.
Through my interviews with Estes Park community members, a few key themes emerged. Simple rules that can make a big difference for wildlife. 1. Keep your distance. Wildlife needs space to stay safe. Use the thumb rule. If you can't cover the animal with your thumb at arm's length, you're too close. The National Park Service requires at least 75 feet, but give even more space during elk rutting and calving seasons. A mother elk will defend her calf, and she will chase you. 2. Don't feed the wildlife. Human food harms animals, no matter how small the amount. It disrupts their diet, makes them dependent on people, and can even kill them. 3. Drive carefully. Slow down when wildlife is near the road. Flash your lights to warn other drivers. Never honk or try to intimidate elk. If they feel threatened, they'll charge your car. Elk jams are part of life here. Just be patient. 4. Leash your dogs. Dogs can scare wildlife or provoke aggressive encounters. Their scent alone can disrupt the ecosystem, as many animals still see them as wolves. Rocky Mountain National Park restricts dogs for a reason. 5. Respect the locals. They know this land, its wildlife, and how to keep both safe. If a local tells you something, listen. It's not rudeness, it's experience. It's education. Ultimately, protecting wildlife is about respect. Respect the animals, respect the land, and respect the people who call this place home. Keep Estes Park wild.